You know, it all started in 1945. After serving as a highly decorated and courageous U.S. naval fighter pilot, Philip Long bought a car dealership. 30 years later, Phil Long, the naval veteran, joined forces with a former Marine, Jay Cimino, and to continue a mission of good business and service to the community, both civilian and military. Today, the Phil Long tradition carries on, making bold new strides in Colorado. The Mount Carmel Center of Excellence in Colorado Springs is bringing together much-needed support and services for veterans, military members, and of course their families. Now, joining me this morning, I'm happy to welcome back Gina Cimino. She's here with us today. She is the Mount Carmel president, as well as retired Army Colonels Bob McLaughlin and Joel Hamilton. Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
And I want to first start off, gentlemen, thank you so much for your service for our country, and happy Veterans Day.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Yeah, it means a lot to us that you're here today. Gina, your father served in the Marine Corps, and he runs a highly successful business, of course. Why do you think in today's world it's more important than ever to have a center of excellence right here in Colorado to support our military families?
The short answer to that is need. But what I'd like to say is, you know, Phil Long Dealerships has a long history of giving back to the community. Over the last 3 decades, the dealerships have partnered with the Denver Broncos and have built 15 playgrounds for our youth, partnered with the Catholic Charities to feed the homeless. And today, you know, they're feeding 800 people a day.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Through partnerships. As you know, Denise, when we were on here a couple years ago, our efforts turned towards Trinidad about 6 years ago. We saved the Mount Carmel Church, restored this church, and took it from ruin to an integrated healthcare facility where we're integrating behavioral health with primary care, and seeing 1,500 patients a month today.
1,500?
1,500 patients a month. This past year, we turned our efforts towards the veterans because of the need. There are 400,000 veterans in the state of Colorado. 300,000 of those are wartime vets. And every month, 800 veterans are transitioning from full-time service into the civilian arena.
So there's a need for you to be there to assist them.
There's a huge need, and the Center of Excellence is a one-stop shop. It's a beacon of support for these veterans to have direct access to our partnering agencies that are co-located at our center.
That's so wonderful, and the beacon of support, that's just such a perfect way to put it, especially in today's world. We need more kindness, more love, and more support like that. Yes. Now, Bob, I want to talk about what she said, the Mount Carmel Center of Excellence. It's designed to form partnerships to support our men and women in the armed forces. How do you go about doing that?
Well, let me start by, because it's such a special day for veterans, is just thanking our veterans out there in the community for their service and how great it is to live in a country where those men and women will step up to keep this nation great. Partnership is really what it's all about. Mr. Cimino's vision from the onset of making the center was to be that beacon, to use best practices in providing those services, whether it's healthcare, behavioral health, whether it's benefits or job placement. It's about bringing in partners that want to help us do that. And what we're finding is we open the doors to our centers that our partners want to be there. They want to make it easy for veterans to get services, to make it the best place it can be.
I want to talk more about programs that you offer, but first, Joel, you're actually transitioning right now.
I am transitioning.
Can you explain to me, it's not only like a physical thing that you have to do, but the emotions that are going through to transition back to civilian life?
Yes, Denise, it's very real, and for the transitioning veteran, it can be a world of unknowns. And whether you've served 3 years, 20 years, or almost 30 years like Bob and myself, over that time in uniform, you form extremely tight bonds with your brothers and sisters in arms. And so as you get ready to transition out, it's a fear of what's to come.
Right, because they had your back and they protected you for so long. What do the men and women of the military need when they transition back to civilian life? What are the important elements that they need?
Well, first of all, the most important thing to remember is the time, veterans need to think about and talk about their transition well ahead of the time of transition.
Right.
So preparation is absolutely critical and key. And so at Mount Carmel Center of Excellence, through peer navigation and other programs, we can help navigate people through that journey. and how you translate those invaluable skill sets that you've built while in uniform, and how you apply those to a job or ideally a career as you get out. Just last week, we had 100 veterans come into the center, and about over half of those came in looking for employment assistance, about 20% for behavioral health type counseling, and another 15% looking for veterans benefits, claims and questions regarding that.
What Joel said was so very important. You have to start thinking about it now before it's actually time to transition. So if you or if there's someone in your family that's going to soon be making that transition, please reach out, 719-309-4714. Again, 719-309-4714, or you can go to their website, which is at the bottom of the screen, mtcarmelveterans.org. Bob, let's talk about those programs that you offer.
So we offer a variety of programs. Like I said, it's best practices. We want to help veterans with financial, educational, legal assistance. We have a one-of-a-kind Veterans Career and Employment Center where we partner with the Pikes Peak Region Workforce Center and our peer navigators. We find that the more veterans that come in to seek employment maybe need other services. They maybe need some behavioral health counseling. They may need some education counseling, so we do wraparound services. Like you said at the beginning, we are a beacon of support. We use best practices and working with our partners to do that.
Phil Long Dealership, I understand, is supporting a very inspiring program, which is called the Honor Flight. Talk about that and how we can support.
So Honor Flight is an opportunity to bring veterans of wars. We brought World War II veterans to Washington, D.C. to see their monuments. And Honor Flight in Colorado, we brought them to the center, and it gives us an opportunity to bridge generations of veterans. Wow. So what's really special, and just this last week, I had the opportunity to sit down with some other veterans from Iraq and Afghanistan and talk to 3 Korean War veterans. And the one thing that that just rang out loud and clear is that regardless of the many years of a huge separation in terms of time from when they were in conflict and now, and yet the similarities were just so readily apparent. You could see the healing take place as they tell their stories, and it's in color to them. So the fear is the same, the smells are the same, the anxieties, how you miss home, all those things are very real. So there's a real healing that takes place across the generations.
Beautiful. I cannot wait. I'm sure 9 News is going to be covering, and I cannot wait to see that journey and to see the emotions that they're going through. That's beautiful that you're taking part in that. Before we close, this goes to either of you, Gina or Bob. How can we help with the work that you're doing at Mount Carmel?
Well, there's really 3 ways you can help.
Okay.
If you're a company and you would like to hire a vet, contact us through our navigation. We can put you in touch with veterans so that you can hire them. We're always in need of volunteers at the center. And of course, we are a 501c3, and we live on donations.
Right.
So you can
reach
donate.
out and help.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for giving us a sneak peek. Again, gentlemen, thank you for the service of our country, and thank you for the continued work that you're doing to help others transition.
Thank you.
Truly is a blessing.
Thank you, Denise.
You can help military men and women make successful transitions back to home by donating to the Mount Carmel Center of Excellence. For more information, please call this number, 719-309-4714. Online, you can go to mtcarmelveterans.org or text MT-CARMEL to 91999. Again, that text number is 91999. Phil Long Dealership and the Mount Carmel family of Veteran Services are proud supporters of the Honor Flight program. They will be working along with 9 News to bring awareness and funding to Honor Flight in the coming months. Be looking for a very special message right here on Channel 9 on how you can become involved.